Marion County Trail could be the best value in bourbon-themed travel in Kentucky. You'll experience one of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail's crown jewels, one of the Bourbon Trail Craft Tour's top-rated stops, and something you can't find anywhere else. Organized tours of a bourbon barrel manufacturing facility, all in one place. It's the Marion County Trail. Take your time to tour, dine, shop, and stay all along the way. Explore world-famous Maker's Mark, a hot ticket item on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Limestone Branch Distillery, home of world-famous Yellowstone bourbon, and one of the top-rated stops on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail Craft Tour. Kentucky Cooperage, the sprawling plant where the thriving bourbon industry's barrels are hand-built and seared with fire for bourbon aging flavor. And Lebanon, home of wonderful dining opportunities from home-cooked to chef-driven. Unique shopping opportunities, nowhere else to be found murals for your selfies, and overnight accommodations that range from traditional to bed and breakfast to bourbon-themed. Go to visitlebanonky.com for more details. Lebanon Tourist and Convention Commission, 270-692-0021.
It's the Bow Brothers for Two Shots on a Barrel. We can't thank you enough for joining in and listening to our show today. We do want to remind you, go out there and give us a review. Isn't that important, J-Bo?
It's very important for us to grow and to reach a larger audience, so please do it for us.
We got a cool thing out on Facebook. We got a Facebook group you can join. You can follow along with all kinds of crazy stuff that you put out there.
That's just the way it is. It's fun. It's good times. It's private, so we don't share anything off that page. It's strictly right there on Two Shots on a Barrel fan page.
Yeah, another cool thing we had some fantastic sponsors we'll showcase throughout the show today, and we want to appreciate and show our respect for all of those. And for more information on that, you'll be able to catch the ad or go to our Facebook page and check those out. There you go. All right, it's without further ado, Two Shots on a Barrel podcast.
Old boys ain't much for working. 2 shots on a barrel and they're talking about bourbon. Talking about a few other things that they don't know. If you've got a question, no need to ask. They don't have a clue, so raise your glass. Take a sip with the Bowl Brothers. Now it's on with the show. From the heart of central Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world, it's Two Shots on a Barrel with your host, a couple of hot shots of their own, the Bow Brothers.
What's up, J-Bo?
Hello, how are you?
Man, we're starting early this beautiful Sunday.
I love doing shows on Sundays. It's a little more chill.
Drinking a little Chattanooga whiskey.
Yeah.
Isn't that, I feel like it's a little bit sacrilegious to be drinking Chattanooga, Tennessee whiskey.
Well, do we know it's from Chattanooga?
Do we? I mean, that's a good question. I don't know.
It is a good question. If I could read anymore, I can't see little print.
But it is, it's mighty tasty. Mighty tasty. So we've got really a guest of honor in here today in the Two Shots, Big Papa's Smokehouse Studio, and then we've got just a groupie, a guy that just wanted to be here and be a groupie. That's right. And wanted to just hear it firsthand from our guest. Introduce him, because I know you guys have come a long way.
Hold on now that Will's here. Will has the code to the door. He knows he can come in.
Well, he does at
any time. And
by the way, the door's been open a few times lately. That's not been you, is it, Will?
No. Oh gosh, when you called and said the door was wide open, I'm like, oh no. That's not good.
Fortunately, everything was in check. I didn't see anything that had walked out the door, but I mean...
I was worried that the lamp going to Potter and Jane was going to be missing, so...
We have given the code to a lot of people, so I mean, being able to zero in on who might have left the door open. But go ahead, because, Jeremy, I want you to do this intro, because you two guys have come such a long way.
Well, we have Will Knight here sitting next to me hanging out. Yep. We have the world-famous Terry Wooley. How you doing, brother?
Brother, I'm just hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit.
Man, I tell you what, it's been it hasn't been a while since I've seen you. I bumped into you in Campbellsville not too long ago.
Yeah, we were at the medicine shop.
We sure were.
I think I know that medicine shop.
Yeah. It's a good medicine shop. Did it take care of your illness?
Oh, well, it helped.
It helped mine as well. Speaking of being sick, man, I've been sick since like Thanksgiving, so I'm finally feeling back to my old self, man. What's going on with all these cooties?
You're always hacking and coughing,
Cooties,
and
man, gosh.
I don't know, but no, seriously. I mean, this year has been just an incredible year for influenza and COVID and
Cooties.
stomach viruses and all kinds of crap. Knock on wood, so far so good. But
It's the cough, man. The cough will not go away. So that's my excuse to drink extra bourbon. And nobody can say anything about it because it's medicine.
It helps.
It helps. It helps.
Well, so we've talked about having Terry on the show probably since we've done the show. We've known Terry, done some gigs together. I've known Terry since I was a little kid. Probably at 2 or 3 years old. Been just one of those guys that just Terry, he was a superstar for me growing up.
Still is.
Yeah, he still is. So this is a
Let me
surreal moment.
Let me pay you guys for saying all that stuff.
This is a surreal moment. No, but recently when we started talking about Two Shots on a Barrel, we were like, all right, we need a jingle,
Right.
to like an intro, and so we pitched it to Terry. I said, we're doing this podcast. It's bourbon. It's Kentucky. We really don't know much about bourbon. See what you can write us and do for us. And it was perfect.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
And it talked about how dumb we were. They don't have a clue. I mean, it was perfect. It's like you were in our heads, Terry.
I'm a truthful individual.
No, but we absolutely appreciate that. I mean, you didn't have to do it, and you did it. You knocked it out of the park like we knew you would.
Now, if there's any other podcasters out there needing a jingle, he's for hire, and he will
absolutely
hook you up, man.
But he's not. You're going to.
Oh, it's a lot of money.
Absolutely,
A lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, $3.40.
Well, we talked about this show because over the years we've had a chance just to shoot the bull with Terry, and if you ever just go and talk to Terry, you're in for an entertaining just conversation because there's so many stories, so many. He's one of those guys. If you go in talking to him in a bad mood, you're not going to stay in a bad mood very long.
No, he's a comedian coming up the stairs.
I always wanted to be a comedian, but everybody always laughed at me. So I quit.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, Terry, what's going on these days? I mean, what are you doing right now besides being a superstar?
Well, I got up this morning and I went outside and walked the dog, and I slipped on the porch, and the camera.
Now easy.
I'm sorry, that wasn't me. I didn't.
Yeah. Let's see.
Was you wearing your wife's shoes and jacket by chance?
Yeah.
I was.
All right. So I got one fool that does Ice Baby out for the world to see, and then I didn't see that coming from you, Terry.
Left field.
I didn't see that coming.
Love it.
All right. People that are out there are like, who's this Terry guy? Back in the day, long time ago.
Yeah. Remind me.
But so back in your prime,
Right.
you were, one of the best in country and on the cusp of being right there with the who's who.
That was a lot of my mistakes, though. I mean, it's even when we were just starting out and playing, I actually just wanted to write songs. I've probably written 300 of them. That's all I wanted to do was write songs. But Norro Wilson, who was one of the major guys at RCA, called us and says, "Come down, I want to have breakfast with you, and we want to sit down and talk." Well, Norro's the same guy that after I messed that one up, found Kenny Chesney and developed Kenny Chesney.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, we went down and sat down. We were having breakfast with Norro, and I'm got the long black hair.
Yeah.
Back in the days when I looked like I was 20 years old, which I was 20 years old.
Is that how old when it all got started? You were
Actually, I was like 19, 20
years old.
Yeah. And anyway, we're sitting there. We were having breakfast, and it was at a Shoney's, which is no longer there. It's down on DeMombry and 16th Avenue. we had breakfast, and we're sitting there talking, and I got up and walked away to the buffet because the buffet was free. Nice. Eat all you can eat. Put some in your pocket to take to the house when you go. So I walk over to the buffet, and I walk back, and I sit down, and he looked at me, and he said, son, he said, I'm going to tell you something, but I don't want it to go to your head. And I said, well, what's that? And he said, you could be the next Elvis.
Holy crap.
I said, nah, I don't want to do that. He's dead. I don't want to be there. Anyway, I let it go. We let it go on and on and on, and it scared me. I thought, that's not what I want to do. So we passed.
So up until this point, so you had done some shows?
Yeah.
And so
Tear Me Down was out.
Okay.
It was already climbing the charts.
And it was, yeah.
It was like number 40-something up, climbing with a bullet at that time. So
What year are we talking?
80. I'm old. I can't remember all that.
80, yeah.
Yeah, 80-something.
Okay. Early 80s?
Yeah, early 80s.
So it's out on the charts.
It's out on the charts.
And he hears you,
Right.
and he's like,
Yeah,
oh, shoot.
I want to talk to this guy.
Yeah, okay.
And then I walk in. Of course, I mean, I'm not going to say that I was a good-looking guy, but, I was a good-looking guy. What can I say?
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm just as ugly then as I am now. But we passed from that one, and it went on a few more months, and we're out playing some shows, and I'm meeting a lot of folks. I'm actually working some shows with some heavy hitters, But then we got another call. Neil Young had formed a label for us. He said, I'm going to make this a record label, and we're going to promote your stuff. Now, that's Neil Young.
Neil Young says, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to create a label for you, and we're going to promote your music. I still got the contract where he sent it to us.
Holy cow.
But his deal was he was going to get all of my publishing. He was going to promote the stuff, and he was going to pay me 3 cents a copy for every one that was sold. I got to thinking, I could sell 1 million copies, and I still wouldn't get but $34,
Right.
You just heard 3 cents.
I just heard 3 cents, and 3 cents
Times whatever's not very much.
It's not very much, but of course, when you don't got 2 nickels to rub together at the time, 3 cents sounded like a whole lot of money.
Yeah,
but
sure.
still, it wasn't enough that I thought I need to go out here and devote my whole life and never see the family, never do anything else for 3 cents a record. Right. So, we walked away from that one, but I've still got the contract framed. It's one of those things.
So it's 19, 20 years old. Were you?
You said how old I was, or when this happened?
when all this happened, roughly 19, 20, 21 years old or whatever.
Right.
Tear Me Down Again is climbing the charts. Right. People are hearing and learning who this Terry Wooley guy is. Right. And you're getting this. Were you? You mentioned still wanting to be with the family and
Sure.
that being a part. So describe a week. Were you out on the road all the time, or what? How was that like at that time?
I'd be gone for 3-4 months at a time.
Oh wow!
You get on the bus and you're gone.
You
wouldn't get back in till whenever.
Were you married at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're out on the road. You're making a name for it. You got Neil Young. You
Noel
got
Wilson.
all these people.
Yeah.
So what happened next?
We just kept playing, and of course I just kind of brushed all that other stuff aside. I really did not ever want to be famous anyway. I can walk into the post office now and see my picture up on the wall, and I know that I've made it. Got the little numbers underneath. But I mean, I didn't want to be famous. I just wanted to be a songwriter that could hang out with some people and make a living. That's all I wanted to do.
So when did you figure out that songwriting was really something you wanted to do or something you were good at?
When I could sit down in 10 minutes and write a song. Somebody give me something and said, here, write a song about this. You hear that thing about where Hank Williams went into this publishing company, and they didn't believe it. He actually wrote these songs. And the guy told him, he says, here, I'm going to give you a title. Go over and sit down and write me a song. Mm-hmm. And he did. That's pretty much what I could do. Mm-hmm. I met with the people from Tractor Supply back in the day. They called and they said, one of the head guys was a friend of mine. And he said, why don't you write us a jingle? I said, okay. He said, how long will it take you to do it? And I said, I don't know. If you got a place for me to sit down in about 10 minutes, I'll hand it back to you. And I did. Mm. And, they told me they didn't have enough money to pay for it, but I guess that's Tractor Supply, poor people. But, I mean, it was a cool jingle. It says, it don't matter what you need or how quick you need it. If you want to wear it, grow it, sow it, or just feed it. You won't find a better deal no matter how hard you try. So just bring your truck and we'll load it up at Tractor Supply.
That's good.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
That's perfect.
We ought to do this experiment, Will, for J-Bo. Say, all right, J-Bo, write us a song in 10 minutes. Let's see what he comes up with.
It's hard to say what would come out.
Lots of bad words, I promise.
Oh, man. Golly.
That was impressive.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, how many years ago was that when you did that jingle?
35, 38.
The fact that you can just sit there and I mean, that's impressive. That's the other thing, when Tom said that you and I have talked and you'll mention, I wrote this song that one time. And you'll just start spilling out some words, or you might pick up the guitar and play the riff with it or whatever. Just, I mean, how many songs have you written? You mentioned 300, but
close to 300.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, if I hadn't written them down, I'd forget how they go. Of course, some of my latest creations, I bought her a brand new pair of shoes, and she gave me the runaround.
Another one of your songs. So how much has your songs kind of evolved over the years? Because I know you've come out with gospel albums.
Yep.
Early on, obviously you talk about "Tear Me Down Again" and "Pass That Ball Around" and those types of songs. And then you mentioned that song there. Another one that's just a hilarious one is you gave. What was it? You gave her a ring and she gave you the finger?
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, so a lot of your songs have kind of evolved almost, and like I said, if you're in a bad mood when you walk in to talk to Terry, you're not going to stay there very long because he's, he is a part songwriter, but he's also a part comedian.
Absolutely.
Sitting here, I've already come up with a line for my next song.
What is it?
It's called "You're Gonna Drive Me to Drinking." Hang on, I'll go get the keys.
I like it.
Oh my gosh! Oh Lord, have mercy. So I'm honestly finding out something that you and I've been friends for a number of years, but I knew
you were a baby when
I was. I
was like 11.
Yeah. First guitar I ever got was an electric guitar. I think my parents found it at somewhere cheap for like $10, and I wanted to be Terry Wooley.
Really?
That's a true story.
Wow.
That's a true story. But where was I going before we were talking about how I was a baby?
Yeah.
And there's
Talking about writing songs.
writing songs.
Writing songs. 300 songs. Oh, yeah. What I didn't know, we've been friends for a long time. I didn't necessarily know from the really the get-go that songwriting was your passion,
right.
not being out there and performing.
No, I really just wanted to write songs. Of course, I've also written a book. I didn't do anything with it yet, but I've also got a book written.
Is it like an autobiography type of thing?
It's called Alabama Gator Oil.
Oh.
And that started. After I got out of the music we're playing, I was trying to help some other folks. Mm-hmm. I invested, when I had a little money, I invested it in some other entertainers. I helped this kid. He recorded that song. I recorded it first, but then he recorded it again. Well, he was in Florida doing some playing. We filmed a whole music video and everything else with him. And he was approached that somebody wanted to do a movie and star him in it because he was a young, good-looking kid. And they said, well, we don't have an idea of what the movie should be about, but we just need some kind of treatment or something to make a movie. So I sat down and wrote a treatment called Alabama Gator Oil, based around the song Alabama Gator Oil. It's cool. It's a cool treatment. It would have made a great movie. And when he decided he didn't want to do that, he wanted to be a singer. He didn't want to be a movie star. He said, singers don't be movie stars. And I said, George Strait did it.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
And he did all right. So after he decided not to do that, I just sat down one day and started writing the book. And I wrote the whole 265-page book. And what it's about is about this kid in Alabama that his dad and his mom are about ready to lose the farm because his dad gets hurt. And he takes his 10-year-old kid out to the barn one day and shows him, opens it up, and he finds a steel that his granddad had. Mm-hmm. And so this kid becomes the greatest moonshiner at the age of 12 in all of the South. It said that all the policemen would spend every minute of their time trying to catch him, but on payday they'd spend every penny they had to get some of his liquor. And it goes on, and then finally, one of his best customers is the old judge in town. Mm-hmm. And the judge took a liking to him, and he said, finally, when he turned 17, 18 years old, he told the kid, he said, look, you got two choices. You can either go to jail or you can join the service. Mm-hmm. So next thing you know, he's in the Army. Well, when they sent him overseas, while he's fighting for overseas, he finds an abandoned distillery or an abandoned oil refinery, and he turns it into one of the biggest distilleries they ever found. So he was making moonshine over there in this distillery, shipping it back home, and they selling it, and everybody's making all kinds of money.
Man.
It's a cool little book.
Yeah.
So when are you going to put it out?
I'm not.
Oh, come on.
No, I might send you a copy of it so you can read it. You know, I've got it
Definitely.
So you say you won't put it out. Why?
I probably won't.
Why?
I don't know. Lazy.
Well, I mean, so has some people read it and said, dang, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I did. So, man, this is good. Some good stuff here.
Good stuff.
Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, so we're about 15 minutes in, Will, and you, I know you're the guy that wanted to hear this first. You got any questions?
I do. I'm a huge country music fan.
Okay.
Like, who are some of your favorite songwriters that are out today?
Some of my favorite
Songwriters.
Chris Stapleton.
Oh,
for
easily.
one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's no doubt about it.
I was hoping you would say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you wrote it down for me. Why wouldn't I? But you know, Chris. He's not only written country songs. He's written for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, but he's one of my favorite. Dean Dillon.
Okay.
He wrote most of all of George Strait stuff. You know, he's killer.
You don't get much better than that, then.
No,
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm not as good as they are, but they each send me Christmas cards. Nice. I haven't gotten them yet, but I know it's in their mind.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's probably stuck in the mail somewhere.
Hey, well, you saw where they're having all this mail problems.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the part that I'm waiting on, is for them to find my Christmas cards and all those mail.
Oh, man. There's so many things that I want to talk about that we're going to get to. One of the things is, and we're going to take a break first, but when we come back, you've told a lot of different stories of when you were out on the road, and you mentioned you were out with some big guys.
Oh, yeah.
You were out with some big guys. And some of those stories that you've told me, and I'm sure it's just a drop in the bucket, were the coolest thing ever. I think I told Will the last time that he was in here, some of these stories you're going to love. And so I'll mention a couple when we come back, but you may know of some others that you would rather tell instead. So, J-Bo, you got anything, buddy?
No, I can't wait to hear them.
All right. So, I mean, we're talking out with Merle Haggard.
Right.
We're talking stories with John Fogerty.
Right.
And who knows else? I mean, in the prime, this dude was out there, man. This dude was out there.
Somebody says he still is.
I can't wait to hear him.
All right, stick around. More with Terry Wooley when we come back on Two Shots. Exciting news for Two Shots on a Barrel. We have a brand new sponsor. Hey, this is Jimbo for Two Shots. Good Buddies Brewing Company, our newest sponsor. I got to tell you, they have it going on. Located in the heart of the bourbon country right here at 120 West Martin Luther King Avenue in Lebanon, Kentucky. All kinds of great craft pours, including many concoctions put together by master crafter Ray Osborne. He's also assisted by his beautiful bride, Beth Osborne. They are the newest and brightest in micro craft breweries in good old Kentucky. Make sure you go out to their Facebook page. You can easily find it at Good Buddies Brewing Company. And don't forget, when you're in town on the Bourbon Trail, to stop by Good Buddies Brewing Company. Again, located at 120 West Martin Luther King Avenue, Lebanon, Kentucky. Good Buddies Brewing Company. We're happy to have you as a sponsor right here on Two Shots on a Barrel. There pretty much comes a time in everybody's life where you need a good attorney. And Two Shots, we recommend the law office of Don L. McCauley.
Absolutely. If you want somebody to fight for your rights, man, I couldn't think of anybody better.
Criminal law, bankruptcy, you name it, Don McCauley, that's who you need to call. It is 692-0784 right here in Lebanon, Kentucky, located at 144 West Main Street in Lebanon.
We love Don McCauley, and you will too.
Looks a lot like the man who made his own whiskey, called it Alabama Gator Oil. Now there ain't no gator down in northern Alabama, don't think that there ever been. Legend says before he made his brew, there were a review every now and then. You don't rub it on, sip it out of a jug, but you sip it until you fall.
Sip it until you fall.
Away, you know you're safe from the gator using Alabama Gator Oil.
You sip that Alabama Gator Oil until you fall.
That's a jam right there.
It is. I love that.
I've heard
That's
that
one of my favorite songs.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Have you? You should have.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're hanging out at Big Papa's studio, Big Papa Smokehouse studio here in Lebanon.
I'm empty, by the way. You're not being a very good barkeeper.
I got to tell you about this Big Papa's place, man. I went
Tell us.
yesterday. They had a special, and I showed Salem, my 12-year-old, and I said, dude, this is everything that you like in life. We need to go get something. He said, yes. It was bacon-wrapped shrimp stuffed with crab meat.
Dude,
Smoked.
Yeah, I saw they were doing some seafood stuff yesterday.
Dude, it was so good.
That sounds amazing.
It was amazing. And Big Papa's, man, he brought it off the grill to my truck and showed me all of it.
So it was actually a grilled item that he did?
It was a smoked item, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, man, he said, we're going to do this again. He said, it's almost sold out. So they're doing big things there at Big Papa's, and we appreciate them being a sponsor.
Big Papa's just come in as a sponsor for the event center.
I heard that.
Nice.
By the way, J-Bo, we had the pleasure of hanging out with our buddy Will. He gave us a tour of the new Sportsplex.
What'd you think?
I'm telling you, number one, your instant thought is, gosh, this is a lot bigger than what you think it is.
Heck yeah.
When you go in there. And I can't help but think, I think you mentioned this is going to be kind of what leads to, a lot of stuff going on out there.
Yeah, we're hoping people come to the community and see what's going on out there and go, this is somewhere I'd like to live.
Yeah. Terry, another thing that I did not know about you, and we've known each other for a while. You were a budding basketball superstar at Marion County High School.
No, I was a shooter. I never did make them, but I could shoot.
I never knew that. I've gotten into this hobby of looking at like old newspaper articles and stuff. And so there was like a preview of the class of 1913. Yeah. and there is the one and only Terry Wooley. And I think the coach talked about, I think he mentioned you being a shooter, as I recall.
Mm-hmm. He didn't say nothing about being a maker, though, did he?
But I never knew that. So you were a big sports guy.
That's actually how I met Anna. You know,
Come again?
Anna, she was a
Yeah.
cheerleader for Greene County when I was playing for Marion County.
Oh, are you serious?
I'm serious. And she, during one of the games, she was doing one of her little flips, and she fell and twisted her ankle. And you know, being the chivalrous kind of guy I am, I went over here to pick her up and take her back to the room where they could work on her ankle.
What a gentleman.
Wow.
What a gentleman.
And then we lost track of each other forever. And then one night, of course, you remember the song that I did, The Cure?
Yes.
Okay, I did that song. I did a whole album for the Children's Miracle Network, and I just gave them the album. That's another reason why I don't make any money in music. I give it all away. But I gave them that album so they could sell it and make money on it. And that song was one of the ones that I wrote. Because actually, before I wrote it, I did a concert in New York, and I met a lot of these kids that were, they brought them, they had cancer, you know, kids with cancer, and I hate it. You know? So I sat down and even actually in the truck going back to the motel and wrote the song "There's a Cure."
Yeah.
And anyway, I gave it to him, and then one of the people that were involved in that, I got a call from him one day, and he said, "I've got a gentleman in wherever he's from, he's overseas, and he said he'd like to talk to you." And I said, "Well, yeah, you know why?" He said, "I don't know, he just wants to talk to you." I said, "Okay." I said, "Give him my number." So he calls me up, and he says, "Terry," he says, "my daughter she's 6 years old, she's got terminal cancer." And he says, "She heard your song." And he says, "She gets up every morning and she comes running into the kitchen. She says, 'Daddy, I know I'm going to be okay because Terry said so.'"
Oh, my gosh.
And he says, she says her two favorite country superstars are Alabama and Terry Wooley.
Oh, wow.
And I said, and her name was Haley Pontief. I'll never forget it.
Oh, my gosh.
And he called me about 4 years later, and he said that she'd passed, and he wanted to know if it was okay if they played that song at her funeral.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it still tears me up.
That's kind of that's an honor.
It still tears me up, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But anyway, it's that was one of the songs. And then after that, I got to meet a bunch of other kids. I went to Clark Memorial Hospital in Texas, where it's nothing but a kids thing, and they were playing that song pretty much around the clock for those kids to listen to. And I got to meet a bunch of them. I got a bunch of pictures with them, and actually some of those kids are the ones that's on that video. You'll see some of those kids, and I've got a video on YouTube with it, and you can see some of the kids in that video that were there.
Wow.
You know that song made the top 100 all-time songs of the Sunday Morning Harvest.
It did.
Yes.
Did I pay you for that?
I'm still expecting a check, but
Well, I'd rather give you a check than have to pay you. 'Cause I can give you a check, but your luck trying to get it cash.
no, but that is a great song, and just what that song you talk about it. I mean, what it means to those families, to those kids. It is great.
You know, I make a lot. I write a lot of funny songs because it's me. But I also write a lot of serious songs. You know, I wrote songs for my mom and dad. You know, one of them's called "Big Shoes." I don't know.
Oh, I've heard it. Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
It's anyway. But while I'm here, I just want to announce. I told you a while ago. I'm announcing my 2025 comeback tour.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right.
Yeah, Anna told me as soon as I finished playing games with you guys to come on back home.
One and done.
Listen, Miss Anna, I did not know that. I'm learning things today. I did not know that this little budding romance between you and Anna started way back in high school.
Yeah.
Miss Anna's the best, though.
Oh, she is. She is.
I mean, you realize that Miss Anna is the reason you are you.
I do. I do, and I thank God every day for her.
Yeah.
You know, he put her in my life at the time when I needed somebody there.
Yeah.
And she was there.
Yeah.
So you said that you met during high school.
Yeah.
And then you kind of lost track of her. How did you all rekindle the?
That
Great
song,
question, Will.
that song, "The Cure." I've got a Facebook page. If people want to look it up, they can, send me a thing or whatever. And I'm serious about picking up a guitar and going back in 2025 and playing. So if you folks are interested in booking the show and you want me to you want to talk to us about it, you can call my agents, Jim and Jeremy, and,
That's it.
and they will set it up.
I got a place you might be able to play.
Well, I've got a ideal. I might be able to do it.
We'll have you
I
for
think it needs to
opening night.
That'd be
happen.
awesome.
Yeah.
We can do it.
But it's I'd put that song on Facebook, and she saw it, and she sent me a message. She said, "Do you mind if I share this song on my page?" And I looked at her, and I thought, I know her. I said, "No, go ahead." So it wasn't shortly after that we got talking on the phone, and then that's been 15, 16 years ago, 17 years ago, 16 years ago.
Where was she at when she sent you that message?
She was at her house.
Was she back in Greene County?
She was in Greene County.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is something. I never knew that. You spent a lot of time, let's transition kind of back into the heyday.
Right.
We talked about a lot of the stories. I mentioned Merle, which was one of the coolest stories that you had told me about. John Fogerty was another story that was just incredible. What are some of the stories, maybe some of those that kind of stand out to you?
Well, the Merle thing was, I got the privilege of working 5 or 6 shows opening for him. Mm-hmm. And that was my honor because Merle was my hero. Mm-hmm. Actually, when I started playing, everybody says, "Man, you need to start singing like you. You're trying to sing like Merle. There's already a Merle. Mm-hmm. There'll never be another Merle. So sing a different way." So I started singing out of tune and off key, so that everything worked out fine. But anyway, the first show we did, I don't even remember. It's been 40, 45 years ago. I don't even remember where it was at, but everything went pretty good. Nothing was out of the ordinary. Second show we did, I looked over and I saw he was standing there watching. Never thought nothing of it. Third show we did, he was still watching, and when I walked off the stage, he walked up and put his arm around my shoulder, and he said, "You're doing good, kid." He said, "I want you to know that." And he said, "If you keep this up, it's not going to be long. I'm going to be opening your shows."
Wow.
That's it. No, you won't. I know. He was a great guy. He always wanted to make everybody feel good.
Really?
He did that for me, yeah. I guess he saw this poor little underprivileged kid that just make him feel good. So, but he still is my hero, even though he's gone. He will always be my hero.
When people say, listen, you're singing too much like Merle Haggard. I mean, okay, yeah. I can live with that.
Yeah,
and I mean, I'm just going to go on and say it. You've aged gracefully. You kind of beginning to even resemble Merle Haggard a little bit there.
You talking about dead?
Get that shovel out, Jim.
Well, no. Listen.
Come on.
This is my dude right here.
I know it is.
This is my guy. What about, this may not be a story, the story you told about Fogerty.
Oh, well, we were in Warner Robins, Georgia, and we had just finished our show. And we're on the bus, and the guy said, "Let's go get us something to eat." I said, "Sure." So we pulled into this little mini mall thing. They had a little restaurant thing, and I looked over, and this guy was just getting the totally crap beat out of him in the parking lot. Well, back in those days, it didn't matter. I'd jump in the middle of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I jump off a bus and go right in the middle of it, and all it was 2 little punk kids trying to rob this old guy, or what they thought he was. And I just thought he was a homeless guy. So I told him,
"It's good of you to help."
Yeah, I said, "Come on in." I said, let me buy you something to eat. We'll get you cleaned up. If you want something to drink, then we'll take you and drop you off. And so he goes in and he lets me pay for it. I pay for his meal and we fix it all up. Not having a clue who this guy was. So we get on the bus, get ready to leave, and he gets on the bus with us. I'm thinking, whoa, okay,
wait a minute here.
Where do we need to take you? And he said, "Oh, I don't know." So we go back, and I had rooms that night because we didn't have to be on down the road for a day or two. So I'd already booked us some motel rooms. So we get back to the room, and the guitar player and myself were staying in the same room, because I'm tight, I'm cheap. I get as few rooms as I can. Me and the guitar player, because he was the band leader, we stay in a room. The rest of you guys sleep in the parking lot. I don't care. But no, I got them. Everybody had their room, so we get out and we're heading up to our rooms, and I'm thinking maybe somebody's going to pick him up or something. He walks up the steps and into the room with us. Well, I look at Glenn and I said, "I don't know, one of us is going to stay awake tonight. I guess it's going to be me." So I stayed awake, and we just sit there, and I just talked to this guy all night long, got ready the next morning. I told him, I said, "We got to go. we're leaving. Tell me where to drop you off. Let me give you what little bit of money I got. You know, He said, I don't need your money. He said, you don't have a clue who I am, do I? I said, no, sir. He pulls out his wallet and shows me this ID, and it's John Fogerty.
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, no. You know, and even to this day, I'm thinking, maybe not.
What a coincidence. I know another guy named John Fogerty.
Really? Yeah. But anyway, he said, where are you going to be the next, you know, your schedule for the next little bit? So I gave him where we were going to be, and it was like 4 weeks later, and I was going to be in Douglas, Georgia, and I was going to be there for 3 nights. And so when I walked in to check in where we were at, the lady behind the counter, she said, I've got a package for you. And I said, what kind of package? She said, I don't know, somebody sent you a package. So she gives it to me, and I open it up, and it's cassette tape. I look at it, and I said, there's nobody I know. So we go check into our room, and, you know, we had cassette players back in those days. It was just right after the 8-track. But we were right up there at the top. We had cassette players.
Heck yeah.
You know, so my guitar player, Glenn Thompson, great guitar player, and he and I walked up the steps and put the cassette deck in the deck, and he started playing, and it was rough cuts of 3 songs that they had just rough mixed in the studio, and it was John Fogerty, and one of them was Center Field, and I still got that cassette.
Yeah.
Of the rough mix.
Holy cow.
Of Center Field before they ever came out on the thing.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Holy cow.
But, you know, and I still wonder, was it really him?
It had to be.
I know.
Yeah.
It had to be.
I know.
That's crazy.
You know, my kids, they still, when CCR comes on, I mean, and it's partly my fault because, but when CCR comes on, man, they're singing. I can hear them in the back. I mean, it's that's one of those bands. And then John Fogerty.
Oh yeah,
Oh man. Gosh, that's awesome.
You know, songwriting is something you talked about was your passion. I remember one of the stories you've had probably many times. People have come to you and said, Terry, I want this song.
Mm-hmm.
But like so many, the cutthroat business of Nashville and those types of things, they want, but they don't want to give, right?
That's why my guitar went under the bed.
Yeah.
I had a meeting, it's been several years ago, with one of the big-time guys in Nashville, the big-time label owners, publishing owners, and promoters, producers, and managers. And I went down to sit down and across the desk from him, and actually his brother and I played golf together. I mean, I knew the family. Mm-hmm. But he said, Terry, he said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, we've looked at your catalog, and he said, we think it's worth about $25 million. And I said, cool. Let's get started. And he said, well, here's how it's going to work. He said, there's 2 songs right off the bat we're going to cut. He said, we're not going to give you any money on them, and we're not going to put your name on them. And I thought, why not? He said, well, you got to kind of buy your way in here a little bit. And he said, we're not going to do that. And he said, then later on we'll cut some more of them. I said, no, you're not. He said, yeah. He said, don't you want to do this? I said, yeah, I want to do it, but I'm not going to give it away. I said, I'll take them home and put them up in the closet. And worth just as much to me in the top of the closet as this is right here. Mm-hmm. He said, well, I guess that's what you're going to have to do. And I guess that's what I did. You know, I brought them home, put all the songs up in the closet, put the guitar under the bed. So,
wow.
And I'm about to pull it back out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and Zavo, we're the managers.
Heck yeah, we get 30%, baby.
Can I be security?
Yeah.
I got experience.
Yeah.
So I got to get back with the other $2 a month I got. But it's I am going to start playing. So if you folks and some of these songs, most all of them are on digital markets, whether iTunes and Spotify, so they can go listen to a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Or even my website. I put the website back up. It's terrywooley.com.
Saw that out there.
And you can jump on that. And there's a way that you can contact. You know, it's a contact thing on there. You can call Jim or Jeremy and. You know,
we got you, man. We got you. We got this guy here is going to be booking a lot of shows here in Lebanon.
Well, it works. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can get my name in on some of these.
We got you already. You're down.
So, J-Bo, Terry brought us a fantastic gift today. A beautiful guitar, but listen, what makes this special is what is important to you, Terry, and that is those guys, those veterans out there.
I did a whole veterans album, and I gave that to another group to raise money for Wounded Warriors and a couple other things, a whole album, and I think that one's on Spotify too. But anyway, every time I would go out to play, I had a couple of guitars that I took with me, and I had the veterans that were in attendance sign one of the guitars. One of the guitars, after it was full, I donated it back to the charity, and they auctioned it off. And I think it brought like $2,000. Mm-hmm. And then they said, "Would you sign the back of it?" And I said, "Sure, I will." And as soon as I signed the back of it, the people who bought it want to know if they get half their money back. But this one's the same way. This was another one, and they're all veterans. Most of them from Vietnam and probably even a couple of Korean wars, and of course, like you said, how old I am. I think one or two of them from the Civil War.
But that's something that's always been important to you. You talked about the albums that you come out. Why is that, other than the obvious, that you wanted to recognize these guys?
Well, I moved to Nashville for a while, and I would drive back and forth into town. And one day I was driving in. I always stopped and got breakfast in the morning, sausage and coffee or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I pull into this place and I look over, and there's this kid still in his Army fatigues, still had his duffel bag stuff sitting on the sidewalk. And so I've always appreciated the fact of anybody that served for us. I wasn't able to. But I walked over to thank you for your service, and I always shake their hand and say, "Thank you so much for your service." Mm-hmm. I appreciate it. And even when I do a show, I have them stand up. Everybody else recognize them. And he told me when I walked over to talk to him that he had just got back from his deployment overseas to come home to find out that he'd lost his house, he'd lost his wife, he'd lost his car, he'd lost everything, and he didn't have anything left. And so, it bothered me, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, so I gave him what little bit of money I had. I know it wasn't much. It probably $20-$30. And then I said, "Here, take this." He said, "I don't need it. I don't want it." I said, "No, please take it." Mm-hmm. And so I got to thinking about that, and then that night about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep. So I woke up, went down, turned the little light on, and grabbed a guitar, and I wrote a song called "American Hero."
I love it, too. Have you heard it?
I have not.
Oh.
And so then I wrote that song and recorded that one. And then a little later on, I was standing there one day, and I got to thinking about, all these people that I watched a show where a lot of servicemen, they'd been killed in some kind of thing. And so I'm sitting there, and I got to thinking again. So I went over and picked up a piece of paper, and in 10 minutes, I wrote a song called "Soldier's Prayer."
Mm-hmm. I've heard that one.
And so I put those on an album, and it just, I don't know, they've always had a special place for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Man, good stuff.
That's chill. That's goosebump stuff. Just
and that song he's talking about, "American Hero," is exactly as he described it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Okay. Let's go to a break. Okay. And then when we come back, we're gonna. Do
you think maybe we could get him, since he's back on tour, get him to do a live song for us? Do you think is that a possibility?
Listen, the guy can play the guitar.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
The guy can sing. I'm not gonna tell him.
I wasn't gonna ask.
I'm not gonna tell him today that he's got to sing. But the man, if he wants to, I'm not gonna stop him.
Is there a guitar around here?
Well, we got the one you brought.
You can't play the strings on that one. That'll give you tetanus.
I hope you got your shots.
All right, we're coming back with Terry Wooley on Two Shots.
Are you looking for a clean, fun podcast that you can relate to? Well, we've got it for you. Cross the Line. The 1524 originates out of Indiana. Former high school rivals, now our buddies sitting around a speakeasy bar, talking about common day events, common things. We keep it light, they keep it easy. It's a good time. Check out Cross the Line. 1524. You can find it on all the podcast apps and players. You can also check them out at crosstheline1524.com or check them out on Facebook, Cross the Line 1524.
Lisa Kearns doesn't want to just sell you a house. She wants to find you a home. If you've been thinking about making a move, she'd love to help. She knows you've got many choices when choosing a real estate agent, but not all agents are the same. Her clients are the heart of her business, and she takes pride in providing exceptional service, knowledge, and transparency while helping you navigate the real estate market. With her by your side every step of the way, she can assist you in real estate needs that make buying and selling a smooth, enjoyable process. Call Lisa Kearns, Realtor with Exit Realty Homestead, 270-402-4036.
For all your full-service auto repair needs, it's Big O Tires, 2 locations, Bardstown and Lebanon, J-Bo.
That's right. Billy Taft will take good care of you. Man, if you need new tires, new windshield wipers, whatever, Billy Taft has everything you need for your vehicle.
2 locations. If you're in town on the Bourbon Trail and tires messed up, whatever the case might be, you can stop in at Bardstown location or Lebanon. Give them a try. Billy Taft's the best in the business.
That's right. We love those guys. That's Big Old Tires of Bardstown and Lebanon.
Same old fella sitting by the road, nothing to show but a cardboard box, clothes on his back, that's all he's got. Why it's come to this, will only heaven knows. He spent his youth fighting in a war that he wonders now what he fought for. The medals on his chest are all that hold his clothes together. The way a hero needs to be treated. What if he said no all the times he was needed? Turned and walked away, what would have happened then? He stood up for us, he gave all he had to give. I just think it's time we stand up for him.
What about that song?
That's my favorite kind of stuff right there.
You listen.
I've heard that one once or twice.
Yeah. All you got to do is go out on iTunes, Spotify, whatever, and that one's out there along with the Alabama Gator Oil that we played.
All the gospel albums there.
Yep. So good stuff for sure is out there. J-Bo, listen, he's got a guitar in his hand.
It's not mine. I wanted to bring mine. I was told to leave it at home.
Jim, did I tell you to do that?
No.
Anna did. Anna told you to.
We'll try this. This one's hanging on the wall. It's a nice guitar.
That's a Billy Hill special. I think it's a 1973. It's been in your hands a few times to work on. Yeah. Probably needs to go into your hands again to work on.
It definitely will after I play it.
So I may let you take that one back to Campbellsville with you. Go ahead, man. Take it away, brother.
I wrote this song not too long ago. I'll be lucky if I can remember it. But a little loud music, a lot of moonshine, a little four-wheeling, a really big time, having fun in the mud, gonna do it upright. A little small-town throw down backwoods Saturday night. Old guitar, ice-cold beer.
get it all started. The gang's all here. Gonna do it up country style in the moonlight. A little small town throwdown backwoods Saturday night. We're way back up a dirt road down in the woods. Living life the country way, wouldn't change it if I could. Don't like city living, won't do city life. A little small town throwdown backwoods Saturday night. A pickup truck, a four-wheel drive, a big roll bar on a midnight ride. We built a big bonfire, let it burn real bright. A little small town throwdown backwoods Saturday night. Well, you can bring a solo cup or a mason jar. There ain't no need for dressing up, just come as you are. Down a dirt road, deep down in the woods. Living a country life, wouldn't change things if I could. Won't do city living, don't like city life. A little small town throwdown backwoods Saturday night. Won't do city living, don't do city life. A little small town throwdown backwoods Saturday night.
That was instant country gold right there.
So all the guys that are on the radio singing right now, who could you imagine taking that song and running with it? I say Justin Moore.
You say Justin Moore?
Yeah.
I could listen. I could see totally Eric Church taking that song, and yes,
it sounded pretty darn good to me.
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh!
No,
you all know me. I'm just sitting here and I'm watching his fingers and I'm watching him play and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of blown away.
I will tell you that guitar was a little hard to play.
Was it really?
It's tough.
So what makes that guitar tough? The strings or what?
Yeah, strings are one thing. But
well, you need to take that back to Campbellsville with you and work on it.
Maybe bend them a little bit.
Yeah, work on that a little bit, Terry, if you don't mind.
Of course, I had to learn how to play again in 2007.
Tell the story because this is incredible.
Of course, at that time I owned a couple little businesses around town too, and I was putting a sign up on top of a roof of one of the little businesses I had, and a wind blew me off the top of the roof, and I fell 22 feet face first into an asphalt parking lot.
Oh my gosh!
Broke every bone, and I mean they put rods in my legs, my arms. You know, they told me I would probably never walk. And they said more than likely I would never play guitar again. For 18 months, I couldn't even squeeze a pair of nail clippers together. Oh, God. So I'd sit there with nothing but I really wanted to play guitar again. So I sit there with nothing but a tennis ball and a ball peen hammer, moving it, doing everything I could to try to get back to play. And then after I got where I could push the strings down, I'd start all over again. I'm thankful for my guitar teacher, Mr. Jim Reed, for teaching me everything I know.
I know
hey, you laugh.
I know that's a lie.
You laugh, but this man will tell you. This man will tell you just like he just did.
Yeah.
That
he taught me everything I know. He just didn't
sure.
teach me everything he knows.
Look, I've come up the stairs a few times and thought a cat was being killed up here in the hallway.
That is not even nice. You do not say that kind of stuff in front of my student.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's pretty good. He's learning.
Hey, I guess
really
this
good.
is one of those cases where the student has surpassed the teacher.
Big time.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I got one more I'll do for you.
Yes. I want you to, man.
All right, let me get this guitar again.
Yeah, get that hard playing guitar that you're going to take back to Campbellsville and work on.
Well,
I don't think there's anything else in the world I want more than him to do it.
No, it's like we don't need to say anything else. We just need this guy to play.
I get my tetanus shot real quick.
It's funny because on the Soldier's guitar, he talked about a tetanus shot, and then he's finding out on this one. It's like, maybe I ought to play the Soldier's guitar.
Probably should.
This dude, every time I go to Crystal Music, every time and he'll just pick up the guitar. I'm like, why does it never sound like that when I try?
You told me I had to come back. But I can't tell you how happy I am to be here.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to try this one on this guitar. I hope I can. I remember what my daddy told me when I was a kid. Do your word, let your handshake be your bond. And always do exactly what you tell that man you'll do. If it takes the hat off you got on, don't forget your raisins or where you came from. You're just a country boy, don't forget that, son. Make a little music on the front porch swing. Don't forget how to make a guitar sing. Got to earn respect, always wait your turn. Never take a nickel, son, that you haven't earned. And if there is a problem, you stand right up and face it. Never try to run away from your country raising country boy. You be in church on Sunday like your mama taught you to. Anything you start, you be sure and see it through. When you shake a man's hand, you look him in the eye. Thank the good Lord every day until the day you die. Take care of your children and be good to your wife. Never try to run away from this country life. Just make a little music on the front porch swing. Don't forget how to make a guitar sing. Got to earn respect, always wait your turn. Never take a nickel, son, that you haven't earned. And if there is a problem, you stand right up and face it. Never try to run away from your country raising country boy. Where you might be in the city, son, you'll never know. Take a little country with you everywhere you go. Remember all those things you've learned, some you might use. Ain't nothing in this whole wide world that a country boy can't do. Just make a little music on the front porch swing. Don't forget how to make a guitar sing. Got to earn respect, always wait your turn. Never take a nickel, son, that you haven't earned. And if there is a problem, you stand right up and face it. Never try to run away from your country raising country boy. And if there is a problem, you stand right up and face it. Never try to run away from your country raising country boy.
It's hard to believe that is live country music.
That's good stuff.
That sounds so good.
Are you crazy?
Good grief.
This man fell like 22 feet. They said he would never walk again, never play guitar again. There is hope for you, Will.
I don't know about that.
No.
He's got to jump off a building first.
Yeah.
I've been hit by a car, but I never fell off a building.
Wow. Dude.
Yes, sir.
You still got it, man.
I know, but I'm going to get a shot tomorrow and it'll go away a little while.
So how often do you just you used to put out a lot of videos just hanging out the house, and you were playing some like gospel tunes and stuff like that. Do you ever do that anymore?
I haven't. If you've noticed, I haven't really been on Facebook much.
You haven't, and somebody else.
I
think it was your cousin Dana Abel said, I haven't seen Terry out on Facebook lately.
Yeah, it's. I just hadn't.
You're so darn busy. Number one.
Yeah, well, I've slowed down a lot. That happens when you turn 40. Twice. But I'm gonna get back on there. I'm gonna start doing it. Anna said the same thing. She, the other night we're sitting there and she said, "Go get your guitar and let me film me, singing something." And I said, "Nah, let's don't do that." Most of the time when she films me, when she catches me, I don't know she's doing it. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm gonna start getting back to playing. I'm gonna get back and I'm counting on you guys to keep us busy in shows.
I'm gonna work on it when we get home. Yeah. We're gonna make it happen. So.
He needs to be at, and I know you two guys are instrumental.
Dude, he'd be great downstairs.
Yes.
Songwriters thing that you talked about?
Yes. Help me out, Will. What's the name of it? It's the Box.
Black Box.
The Black Box Theater. That'd be amazing.
Yes. Yes. We need to. So at the old Lebanon High School, Terry, and which I know you know, downstairs. They have created this incredible speakeasy type of feel that is second to none, honestly.
Magnolia Vale was there a couple weeks ago, and it was such a good show. That would
cool.
You would be. I can't even think about you sitting up on that little stage playing.
Telling stories.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah, but this is the thing that if you've ever gone to see Terry. It's a classic songwriter's type of setting because he's telling stories about the songs, about what he's done in his career, and it's perfect for that setting. We're going to make that happen. These two guys are instrumental.
It's downstairs at the old
yes,
at the cafeteria.
Oh, really? I'm familiar with that place. I used to spend a lot of detention there.
It's not a detention center anymore.
It's like full circle for you, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is. It's a community theater now. I mean, it's
amazing,
and it's a perfect setup for your comeback tour.
I'm ready. Matter of fact, I'm gonna.
You'll bring Anna though, right?
I guarantee it. She was gonna come today, and I told her, I said, "I don't need you telling any stories on me today. Let me ease into this thing."
I think they're closed tomorrow, but Tuesday morning I'll be in there first thing.
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. So listen, I don't guessing AC is not a podcast kind of guy. He's hanging out. I'm assuming AC, your dad, is still hanging out at Green River, isn't he?
He's on the boat. Yeah.
He's on the boat right now?
He lives on a boat.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, so the waters, I saw some pictures of Green River. He is like elevated probably a little bit right now.
Well, he always wanted to be up there.
But I say that to say, listen, when you think about, I saw a story, again, going back to my looking at old newspaper archives, your mom and dad back in the 70s when inflation was out the roof and farming and people were losing their farms and stuff like that. And I read the story about your mom and dad and the
Farm Aid song.
Yes.
That song was, of course, actually, and I'm going to tell you how that song happened. We were on the way to Nashville to record another album, another song. And I had laryngitis, and I didn't realize that till like the morning of we left to go. So on the way down there, I wrote the song "The Farm Aid," and we got in the studio. The guys, even the producers and the engineers, had no idea we were going to do it. I talked to the guys out there in the studio, and I wrote them a chart out real quick, number chart. That's how you write numbers out, and that's how you play by it, the number chart in Nashville. So I wrote them out a number chart real quick. I said, "Here's what I want you to do." And they started it, and I did the Farm Aid song. And it's a recitation song.
So what is the recitation?
You talk through it.
Oh.
Without singing, you talk through it. Remember the song Teddy Bear, the old Rich Devine song where he talks through the song? It's old. Well, that's before your time, I guess.
Did Elvis redo that song?
What's that?
Did Elvis redo that?
No,
song?
I don't think that was a talking.
Different Teddy Bear.
Yeah.
This
was one about a truck driver. This was one about a truck driver who's talking on a CD, and this kid is in a wheelchair and also has a CD. And starts talking to the truck drivers, and the kid's name is Teddy Bear, and he says, "Come back, talk to me, Teddy Bear."
I'm gonna have to find that one.
Yes.
I don't know that one.
And he actually brings his truck up to where this kid is, So
yes,
yeah. But it's a recitation, that whole song. So I got to talk through the whole song about losing farmers losing their everything, and
And it was a hit home.
It was a big hit. Matter of fact, it was the first song. It was played at Willie Nelson's first Farm Aid concert. Willie played it over the loudspeaker.
No,
Holy cow! Holy cow!
Gosh.
And you lived it. Your dad, your mom and dad, and you lived it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I saw a thing on Facebook the other day, and it was talking about, you know how you run across random things and you go down that rabbit hole. And it was talking about how truckers, when they see kids do that on the highway, they love they get that adrenaline rush themselves when they pull when they pull that horn because it makes kids so happy. I was like, that's really cool because you always worry about whether
when you're a little kid, that's what you did, right?
Hell, I still do it.
I do too. I do too.
What's going on?
I do too.
I love it. Man, I tell you what, dude, you ready to go? Your manager's ready to fire it up.
Are you throwing me out?
No, man, let's go.
Hey,
Let's
listen,
hit the road.
we got to hit the road, man.
I'm ready.
I think he's talking about a different ready to go.
Yeah, different. I'm ready. Let's
I mean,
go.
let's fire up the bus, buddy.
All right.
Let's call up John and Merle from heaven, and let's go.
Now, Terry, we're going to give you the same speech we gave Will. We're going to give you the code before we leave, and if you need to get away, you come on in here. We'll get the remote ready. You can watch any show you want to watch.
Bring Anna with you, and you'll be safe.
Yeah, okay. I told somebody was talking about one day. I bought her a little pistol to take with her because you never know when things going to happen. I bought her a little 38 to take it, and I was talking to the guy, and he's known her all of his life, and he said, "What are you going to do with that gun?" And I said, "I'm going to give it to Anna." And he said, "Shoot, she don't need no gun." He said, "You don't either. You got an Anna." She's a sweetheart. Well, you've met her.
Oh my God, I love Anna.
Everybody does.
And I've told you that. I really like Terry, but Anna is a different level.
The only fault I can say, her heart is way too big. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know the word no for anything. Mm-hmm. Regardless of who calls her, what they need, she's right there.
I know people like that.
I think you have that same issue.
He does.
I might.
I think you do. All the stories you've told us tonight tells me that you put others first. We appreciate that.
You want to know another Marion County connection to Terry?
What's that?
His neighbor is Greg Gribbins.
Greg.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
Wow. Yeah, that's what he told me. So when I moved in, he said, "Dang, there goes the neighborhood."
He recently retired, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Campbellsville Chamber of Commerce.
He did. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So listen, everybody sitting at home just found out about Terry, okay? So if they're around this part of the town, where can they go to meet you face to face?
Crystal Music.
Crystal Music.
Absolutely.
They can buy guitars, banjos, speakers, whatever for right there at Crystal's Music in Campbellsville, correct?
They can do that. That's where I'm hanging out.
So you're a big, always have been an Alvarez guy.
I've been playing them since 1982.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they made me one. It's the one I was telling you about. It's got my name stuff on it.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's a pretty nice guitar.
I don't know if you heard listen to the show that Jeremy and I were talking about. I was telling the story that you had reached out to me and said, "Jim, I've got a couple of guitars I want to give you." And I said, and one of them was the black personalized signed Terry Wooley guitar, and I was like, "Jeremy, you don't think he's dying, do you?" I was like,
"He's dying to get on the road."
I was like, "Listen, that guitar needs to be in your hands for a lot longer."
I've got others. That's
okay.
Like I said,
but that's a pretty daggone special guitar.
That's the reason I want to get it here, so I can hang it here with all these special bottles.
Just curious, how many guitars do you have
now?
Yeah,
2.
Oh, come on.
I don't have many. I used to have like about 35, 40 guitars. I've just whittled them down because I said, our closet space is full. Get rid of some
I'm sure it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, they take them. The one that I was talking about them, the black one with my name on it, it's under the bed, and it's still in the case. It's been there for the last time I used it was at David Farmer's. And I played it there. And the reason I'm going to keep it for a little bit longer because I am going to do 2 more albums. I'm going to do 1 more gospel album. I'm going to do 1 more country album with some of the songs that nobody's ever heard. Mm-hmm. And I want to. Those songs were written on that guitar, so I'm going to use that guitar to record those.
Love
songs.
it.
When did country music get in your blood? At what age?
35 seconds into life, it was into my blood.
It was there.
It was there.
It was there.
I was the one that the unpopular kid in school when I was going to school because country music wasn't in. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really good.
You were country before country was cool, right?
I was country before there was a country. But Miss Pauline Adams, who was my algebra teacher, I think, at the middle school up here when I went there, she asked me to bring my guitar to school one day, which I did.
You started playing guitar when you were how old?
7, 6, 7.
I got you.
Isn't that something?
I got you.
The first guitar that I had was Dad bought at the stockyard for $6. It's what he gave. They were selling them outside, the pin hooking them, and he gave $6 for it. And I never will forget, somebody asked me one time while he was sitting there what the first guitar I ever had. I said, Dad bought it at the stockyard for $6. And he looked up and says, worst damn $6 I ever spent in my life.
Now, do you still have that guitar?
I do.
Do you really?
Uh-huh. It's hanging in the back room over at Crystal because it was an electric guitar. And I hung it up in my garage for years.
So it's still at Crystal Music right now?
Yeah, because I'm redoing it. I'm going to put all new parts and things in it.
Holy cow.
It's like from the 1960s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
The strings are like 4 inches off the neck. You can't push them.
Kind of like that Ari that you played them at.
No, that's like a dreamboat compared to this. But it's I'm going to redo it, and I'm just for sentimental purposes because it was the first one I had.
So it's something that you, from a very young age, you knew you wanted to do something.
Oh, I was going out and getting these country song roundup books. When we go, everybody else would want to get toys. I want this country song roundup book because it's got words in it, and stuff.
Wow.
And I would do that. But Miss Pauline Adams asked me to bring my guitar, and I think I was in the whatever 8th grade, whatever middle school was. I just went into middle school, however old I was. So I took it to class. And I played it for all the kids. Of course, they don't like country music. And so we go to lunch, I set my guitar down, I come back, and somebody cut all the strings off of it. So they didn't appreciate country music. So
was there somebody in your family, whether it be AC or your mom, or where did that first spark, where did it come from?
The first spark of music was when I was the song leader at church, starting at 8 years old.
Okay.
Leading the worship service at church, And,
really?
Yeah, and then we were driving, my mom and my sister and myself, we'd sing on every time we were in the car. It would be gospel music. Mm-hmm. And that's how that gospel album that I've got, I wrote that album right after I fell off that roof because I was down for 18 months and I couldn't do anything else, so I just wrote the lyrics. And then we went in, I called some of my buddies up, and they come up, and of course we've got a studio there at Crystal too, and they all came up to help me. And I had to cut it. I was in one of those little motorized wheelchairs. Now in the studio, it's got a long hall, and you've got the rooms that go off to the side. And these are some great musicians. The fiddle player plays on all Shania Twain stuff, and one of the guitar players was with Marshall Tucker. I mean, these are some friends of mine. So they come up, and they're all in the studio waiting to start playing for me to go into the vocal booth. Well, I've got the wheelchair hung in the hall. I can't go forwards. I can't go backwards. I can't move. So they sit there for a few minutes. Finally, they come out and get me, and they move me back into the room so we could start working on this gospel album. And that's when that was good.
Man, I'm going to tell you a story you ain't going to believe.
I want to hear it.
When Will was young, little Will, I bought him a guitar off an auction site. I was like, maybe he's something he would like. So I went over there, and I bought it off this auction site, and I went and picked it up, and the neck had a crack in it. And I took it over to Crystal Music. We've met before.
Oh, we have?
We have.
Okay.
You told me, you said, son, this can't. We can't fix this guitar. The neck on this is broke. He said we. So that's when I went and bought that Alvarez guitar.
Oh, cool. Need another one?
No, I don't, because he's got it now. But we've met before,
okay,
and
cool.
It just dawned on me.
Yeah.
Because I took it over to Crystal Music because that's where you go.
Yeah.
When you got an instrument that's got something wrong with it, you take it to Crystal Music.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've met before.
Yeah.
Cool.
You told me you were like, we can't.
Well, I'm glad we met again.
Yeah. No kidding.
That's cool.
No, it's and Crystal Music. It's such a cool place because you go over there and not only do you get to hang out with Terry, but you see all these other guys that are just back there and they're playing. You're like, I mean, for a guy that can't really play, it's pretty cool.
You know, the thing about it, though, there's some kids that come in there just phenomenal. You don't expect them to be able to play. And I was in there one day, and this kid walked in. His parents had dropped him off. He wanted to spend some time looking around the music store, so they brought him up, I guess, for me to babysit him or whatever. Mm-hmm. He might have been 10 or 12 years old, and he walks in, and he looks at me, and he said, "Do you mind if I play one of these guitars?" I said, "No, go ahead. You pick it up, play it." And I'm expecting to hear him just thrashing it.
Like Jim Reed.
Yeah. And I mean, he just proceeded to melt the neck on it. You know, he turned around to me and said, "Do you play?" And I said, "Nope, but I always want."
That's hilarious. That is great
Good stuff, man.
Brother, man, 0-0, and I'll tell you the next two numbers later. You can come over. You can bring Anna. It can be just a
date night,
a chill out night at
I'll just wait till I know
Big
y'all
Papa
are gonna be
Smokehouse.
here, and I'll call and say, "Hey, y'all there?"
Now listen.
Are you at the clubhouse?
So how many songs are on iTunes? And
Probably 40 or 50.
There's
40,
a bunch.
50?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's several albums. I think there's a Truckers album on there too.
So the one thing that I want you to do for me, we got to get "Tear Me Down Again" back out there, because that's like my all-time favorite, like Terry Wooley song.
Go look it up.
Oh, I mean, it's like if you go out on the web, it's like this little 45. "Tear Me Down Again." But that's when that's when I learned who is this Terry Wooley guy, and I want to be just like him.
You know what's amazing on it though, and I'm pretty sure, because like I said, it's been almost 50 years ago, but the drummer that they brought in to play on that session, I think, was Mark Herndon, the Alabama drummer.
From Alabama.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And we were in there cutting out. It was funny, and you probably don't know the name. Brent Mason is one of the hottest guitar players out of Nashville. Plays on every session that's ever anything that's famous. Brent Mason is the guitar player on it. He's the first one they call for all the sessions. In '81 or '82, I was at Hilltop Studios and I was working with Kevin McManus, who was my producer, and we were working on this song. And this kid comes walking in, and Kevin looked at him. He said, "You got your guitar with you?" And he said, "Yeah, I got it." He said, "Go get your guitar and put me some guitar parts on this song." So he goes out and gets it. The kid gets in there and he just plays all kinds of stuff on it. And I look at Kevin. I said, "Who is that?" He said, "Some new kid come to town named Brent Mason. I don't think he'll ever make it, but he's here." So,
Wow. Do you ever? When was the last time you've been on Broadway?
down in Nashville?
Yeah.
10 years.
Ooh.
Did you play?
Played at Tootsie's.
Really?
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
The Orchid Lounge.
You know what we need to do? We need to do a Broadway trip. You and Melissa will. You and Mickey Joe, me and Sharon, and Terry and Anna, and we need to do a Broadway trip.
Yeah.
But the thing about that, when I played at Tootsie's, it wasn't that I was booked at Tootsie's. When I walked in there, some of the guys that were playing saw me walk in, and they said, "Wait a minute, come here." So then I got up on the stage, and
That's how we want to walk Broadway. We want to be like with the guy.
Speaking of Melissa, honey, I'm going to be spending some money on iTunes. So just in case you see that come across the credit card.
Yeah.
And Nashville.
Yeah.
I can't. I really might have to probably have to pass on the walking down Broadway. I don't want to get y'all locked up. You know, it's
Hey, I've still got a badge. We can probably get out of it.
And I also believe in Anna will protect us.
Yes.
And keep us safe.
You're talking about the badges, and this is a true story too. That when I was out there traveling a lot, I had two people that were from Chicago that became real big fans. The wife was a retired police detective from Chicago Detectives, and her husband was one of the police officers. Well, they both retired, and so they would travel with us, and they would actually be kind of like security. Mm-hmm. When they quit traveling, she gave me one of her cards, and she said, "If you ever get stopped for anything other than murder, give her this card." And she said, "I'll let you go."
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm driving the bus, and I'm driving the bus because the bus driver I had could only drive in the daytime. Most of our driving was at night. So whenever we go anywhere, I had to drive the bus pretty much, unless we were traveling in the daytime, which is very seldom. So I'm going in the bus, and my bus would fly. I was scooting on down the road, and I look up, and there's blue lights. I thought, oh, no.
Oh, Lord.
So he's off to the side. Of course, the officer comes around. He had to open the door so he could get in the bus. And he walks right into the bus. And he said, you're speeding. And I said, yes, sir. And I just handed him my card. And he said, we're right up there close to Chicago. And he said, you know Blondie? And I said, she was my security for a while. He had my car back. And he said, be careful. He got walked around, got back to his car and left.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
And one other police pullover story I got, which is this was when Hank's nephew was playing drums for me. Mm-hmm. And we're headed to Vegas. And we're playing Vegas, And he wanted a tumbleweed. We get there and all these tumbleweeds are flying across the road. And he says, I want a tumbleweed. I said, what are you going to do with it? He said, I'm going to take it back home, paint it up. He was one of these artist kind of people. He said, I'm going to paint it up and I'm going to hang it up in the wall. I said, well, those things are nasty. He said, I'll put it in a plastic bag. I said, okay. He gets the tumbleweed and he puts it in one of these big garbage bags. Well, once again, I got a heavy foot. I get pulled over. Officer comes over and he walks over and he says, a band, huh? And I said, well, yes, sir. He said, you mind if I look around? I said, no, help yourself. I knew there wasn't nothing on the bus. He's walking through the bus and he opens that bag up and he says, aha, we have some marijuana. I said, no, sir. I said, that's a tumbleweed. He said, tumbleweed in my butt. He said, that's marijuana. I said, whatever you think. But I said, you need to call somebody else that knows a little more about this stuff. So he called his supervisor. And his supervisor, we had sitting there and I'm laughing. I'm thinking, I'm going to get locked up for having a daggone tumbleweed in a garbage bag. So his supervisor comes, he gets on the bus, and he starts looking around. He goes back and opens it up. Of course, he knew what it was. He looked up and he just closed it back up, laughed, and turned around. He said, told the guy, says, come on, let's go. He said, what about that? He said, it's a damn tumbleweed.
Hey, my first country concert, you've mentioned Hank Williams Jr. a couple of times during the show. My first country concert was Hank Williams Jr. at Freedom Hall during the State Fair, I think 83.
Yeah.
And that was one of those times that just, of course, he came out on stage and he threw everything off the stage.
Yeah. Is that when he ripped the drums off the stage?
He threw everything out in the crowd.
Holy cow.
He threw everything out in the crowd. Yes, but I tell you what, it imprinted on me.
Oh, yes. I was there. I remember that. That was awesome.
Well, Terry, man, it only took like 4 years to have you on.
Oh, man.
And it was worth the wait.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So now that we're the managers, we're obligated to tell everybody listening to go to iTunes and buy all his music.
Absolutely. And there's so many great songs on iTunes.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is one that's not on iTunes, and that is Tear Me Down Again.
We need to put that on, Terry.
And we got to get that one out there because that is the song that made me a fan of Terry from way back.
If enough folks will do this and download it, I'll be able to buy the grandbaby another shoe this Christmas than I got her last Christmas.
Wonderful.
And then these two guys right here are like VIP guys. Will Knight, Jeremy, they're VIP people. And we need to have Terry. You know what I'm saying, Will?
I'll tell you what, Tuesday morning I'm going to
the Art Center. I'll meet you there.
Because it would be an incredible show. And I will be right there. I promise you. And I'll be sitting with Anna. Just so you know, Terry.
Well, then I'll be there, too.
Well, thanks for coming in, buddy. We appreciate your time.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah.
Man, I've got a smile on my face. It's probably not going to go away all week, brother.
That's good.
Hey, make sure you take that Ari back with you, though. I need that like playable, like to Terry Wooley specs, okay? So let's do that.
Have to cut the neck out of it.
Be like that guitar I brought in.
Hey, listen, I think we need to call him Wilbo because he needs to be on the show.
He can come anytime.
I mean, man, he's,
Wilbo.
All right, for Two Shots, I'm Jimbo.
You forgot who you were again.
I did.
J-Bo.
All right, God bless you. See you next time.
Wilbo.
Yeah. All right, till next time. Adios.